got some sun today. Why do you look so much bigger than me?
I do. What is up with that? You're so small.
Thanks.
I thought you were bigger than me. What we gotta do? Just kidding. Why does my belly always look bigger on camera and in the mirrors and on reflections and stuff?
You're a dork.
I don't know. All right.
We are going to do this in a kind of interview type order. We're going to read the questions at random, and even if it's a question for Dan, I'm going to answer it and see if I do it justice, and vice versa. Most of the questions are for Dan, so this should be fun.
Yeah. Ready.
So we're going to do paper, rock, scissors to see who goes first.
Oh, man.
Three
best
out of
out
five?
of 3? Okay.
Best out of... Let's do 3 out of 5.
Hold on, we gotta be on
Wait.
rhythm. All right,
What did
okay,
you-
ready? All right, 1 for 1.
You're like...
Okay, well, you can't just start whenever you want to. You gotta,
What?
like, give me the mental
Babe,
signal. Okay,
we've
ready?
been married for like 8 years. You should be able to see what I'm doing.
Oh, man.
Wait, we didn't establish winner goes first or loser goes first.
Well, of course the loser is gonna go first, because you
Oh.
want to win all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, we already did 3. Okay, I'll go first.
All right.
How about I'll go first?
Did you want to go first?
Oh, that means you have to read the question.
Oh, shoot. What happened to it? Okay. All right. Your hair is really pretty. Look at it. First question. If you could go back to before your husband's accident and prevent it, but you would lose what you have now, would you?
I did not know Dan before his accident, so I think the fates brought us together, and if we went back to before his accident, I don't think we would have met. No. I think Dan changed a lot because of his accident, and I know it's changed our family a lot, and it's changed our kids a lot, and the empathy and love that they have for people, and I don't think things would have been the same if the accident didn't happen, so I wouldn't change it, would you?
No, I wouldn't.
Why?
No, because there's just been so much positivity and so much light and goodness that's come of it. There was a lot of change after the accident for me. I mean, I was trying to straighten my life up and be a better example for my kids. So I was on that road, but when the injury happened, it was definitely a humbling experience and definitely softened my heart and cracked open some of the light and let the light out. So maybe get to be a little better, a little faster. I talked a big game that I was trying to straighten up, but who knows where that would have gone. But I love where we're at now, and given the trajectory, things are going really great. So, no, I wouldn't. Love you.
Love you. Can you break down what causes his pain? If there's anything that can be done, and I admire how he seems to bounce back. Is it an attitude thing?
So a lot of times with spinal cord injuries, there's a lot of nerve pain problems anyways. To break down more of what causes my pain, so I have a condition called adhesive arachnoiditis. And what that is scarring of the spinal cord. So normally your nerves are just floating around in all the spinal fluid, and with the arachnoiditis they scar together and clump up, and then with the adhesive part it adheres itself to the side walls inside your spinal cord. That's where a lot of the pain comes from. My pain never stops, ever. I've always had I would say a high pain tolerance, and I give it like a 3 or a 4 is like where my brain can handle it, and I can go about my day, and I can like respond to the kids and like do everything somewhat normal. And the busier I am, the more active I am, the more my brain isn't focused on the pain, so that helps. I like to go to the gym. It's psychologically, it's probably the best thing I do. Physically, it just helps get the blood flowing. When that pain flares, like when it starts to go to a 5 or 6, I know I need to like try and calm it down. That's when it starts to get in my head and I can't focus on stuff unless I do something to start treating it. If I don't treat it fast enough, or if it just really wants to be an a-hole, like it'll go up to like 7, 8, 9, and then like on the really nasty ones, when I'm like screaming out loud and lost my mind, like rolling around on the floor on my bed and curled up in a ball. There's like different kinds of pain in it. One of them is like legit being electrocuted. Like I've done construction for a lot of years. I've been electrocuted on things, and it's just like that. Like I'll be like tensed up and making like a noise like I'm being electrocuted that I just can't control. It's just like this, I don't like it's like I'm getting shot. Yeah, like that. So.
I can't hear you. Mommy, I can't hear you.
Yeah, so that one really hurts. So it's just all there's not a cure for it. It just continues to get worse and grow on its own. But
Is there anything that can be done for your pain?
just the few things that I can do to kind of try to stop the pain from escalating, and obviously bring it down to where it's manageable. For whatever reason, it can't ever go less than where like that level 3 or 4 is. It like no matter what I do, I guess the next point beyond where I get that to come and be would be like sedating me somewhere, like knocking me out, but it always stays there. So I've had a lot of people try to help, and like companies that do like CBD stuff and different other kinds of pain medication or treatment options. Like I've tried a lot of things. None of them seem to work to alleviate the pain. The busier I am, the more it helps mentally. I think just being active helps anyways, but whatever I can do to like really distract from the pain will
Which
help.
is unfortunate because being active triggers your pain.
Yeah, so that is a lot of
like
times
a
people
double-edged sword because it like keeps your mind off the pain, but then I think it intensifies the pain too.
and some people have caught on to that and make comments to Andrea saying, why do you make him do all that stuff? Because, you know, he's just going to be hurting now. But Andrea doesn't make me do it.
He's a big boy.
So
He makes his own
I
choices.
would, if anything, she
Tries to stop
me from doing the.
like climbing ladders.
Yeah,
and
she doesn't like it
things.
when I climb the ladders, and it's really annoying because I've got to get up and do stuff. But.
All right. It says, I admire how he seems to bounce back. Is it an attitude thing?
Definitely. Your attitude for sure plays a huge part in it, because, yeah, if you just get mad or, mad about it, I mean, you're going to get exhausted and more pissed off and, I don't know. Sure.
It definitely is an attitude thing because it's not like, woe is me every day. It's like, just push through it for sure.
Yeah.
Got a good attitude on that.
So, in your darkest times, when the physical pain doesn't feel like it's subsiding and it affects your mental and emotional well-being, what do you guys do to cheer each other up and soothe in a way? I know it would work.
For Dan, physical touch is really important when he's in pain. So if he's having his really intense pain, he just wants to be touched and held. Like if I do this and just kind of hold him, it helps soothe the pain. Not that it makes it go away or by any means, but it just helps him feel like, I don't know, what does it make you feel?
It definitely lets me pull my head out of the spiraling down the rabbit hole pain thing, and I don't know, it's just,
which makes it even harder for me to record it, but Dan wants me to record it on occasion, and it has helped a lot of people. And he's said on several occasions, if just one person is helped by that, his pain and suffering wouldn't be in vain. So
yeah.
because it's a rare pain condition, A lot of people live with it for years and years without knowing what it is and with their doctors telling them they're crazy. And come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they doing?
Yeah.
Hi, sweetheart.
Daddy?
She's
tired.
Yeah.
Blinking really slow there. Hi. Hello.
She has a poopy bum.
Okay.
There's a guy to change a poopy bum. So while Dan's finishing up the diaper change, lest you think we're perfect, this is the rest of our bedroom.
What do you want?
We've got 8 people, so we are constantly fighting laundry. That's what that whole big mound is on our bed. And all these baskets. And this is the current situation of my desk, so we are normal people. With lots of mess and lots of kids.
You want to go back to Rye? Where did your pinky go?
How do you get through the hard part? How do the kids react to your disability?
When I was first injured and got out of the hospital, I did therapy for the first year, 5 days a week. I was bound and determined to make it so I could walk still. Even after I left the hospital, I was like, I got a little bit of movement in my leg. Am I going to be able to make it keep getting stronger? I was a single dad and I had 2 little girls when I came out of the hospital. And when I had my girls, I would take them with me to therapy. My older daughter, she was amazing from the word go. She was like my little right-hand man. Wanted to help do everything. I had a big pressure sore on my butt from when I left the hospital. It was a pain in the butt. Okay. So anyways, she would know that I was struggling with stuff and she'd ask if she could help do anything, and she knew that I had a sore and was doing bandages, and she asked if she could help. It's not right on my butt, it's like the tailbone area, so I would let her help do dressing changes a little bit that was like age appropriate for her, but she was really wanted to help. She would want to help take the wheels on and off my wheelchair to get in and out of the cars, to try to help do things. Back when I was doing physical therapy, I had leg braces made. So with the use of a walker or forearm crutches and a lot of upper body wear and tear, I was able to somewhat sloppily, like really kind of slow walk or ambulate.
I can insert a video right now of that. So I'll do that.
Nice.
I actually found
There
it
you
the
go.
other day.
So
Here it is.
all right, see it? Okay. She would, when we'd go to the grocery store, she would beg me to use my braces and to walk. And I'd be like, oh gosh, it's going to take forever. It's going to take hours. Like, let's just get in there and get out. And she's like, no, it's okay, Daddy. Let's just, whatever she said, like, let's just do it. Like, she wanted to be there. Compassion was pouring out of her heart from the beginning.
Yeah,
It was
so sweet.
She was the sweetest. And the little 18-month-old, she had just gotten her wheels and got walking not too long before my incident. She was testing the waters on everything because she knew Dad couldn't get to her now. There was like this big experiment for her. Like, she had a good time with it. Finally, I'd have to give up chasing her around the car, and like I ran out of things to throw at her. And I'm just kidding. But she learned to be super helpful too. Even to this day, like, she doesn't leave my side. And
She's so sweet.
if I go out to the garage at like 0-degree weather to work on stuff, she's there just wanting to be there next to me.
She's always been a sweet little daddy's girl like that.
If somebody's in that situation, I think it's a great idea to have your kids be a part of your physical therapy, because they can learn to see a lot, they can do a lot to help out, they can get used to what, some of the different things that you'll be doing, and not just get surprised with it all at once, and they'll see that it's a learning thing. Like, it'll help them.
I think you should ask what kind of skincare do it.
Okay.
We'll get a commercial.
All right. So the fans really want to know here, what kind of skincare products do you use?
I'm glad you asked. Actually, I own a company. Can you see this?
Oh, that bright's bright.
Oh, it's too bright. Hold on.
Dim it down.
Belpo Skincare. It is all natural, organic, amazing products. We have an exfoliant, a daily cleanser, and a moisturizing oil that is jojoba oil, and it's actually the oil that's closest to your natural skin oil, so it doesn't make your face greasy or anything. This is like, it's, what time is it? Like 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah, like
10:51. And I've have done nothing to my face since this morning when we left, and it's not like all oily or anything, so good stuff. Belpo.com, BELPEAU.com.
I use it in my beard too, in addition to my face every once in a while. Every time I get out of the shower, I always make sure I use it and really rub it through my beard.
Just handsome beard and nice skin.
And it's really nice. It hydrates all the skin underneath it, keeps my beard feeling good. I mean, I don't know if it's normal to get comments on your beard a lot, but I do.
He really does. All right, what's the real question?
Okay, so
there's a plug for our business.
Yeah.
All right. Dad's the one that has the big, strong arms to hold you with the bottle.
Yeah.
You want this one? You want to drink your bubba?
Are you being funny? Are you being funny?
Baby.
There's a baby. Got the babies in bed. Finally.
Yeah.
It's like 11:30. All right. Not sure how much longer I'm gonna last.
Even in the hardest moments that you've shared and the sweetest of moments that you've shared, the look in each of your eyes is always the same. Love, love, and more love. My question is, how does it feel to know that you inspired so many with your story, and what message do you have for others?
It's extremely overwhelming to read your guys' comments and see how inspired people are by just our daily lives. I feel like we spend a lot of time in prayer regarding this YouTube page and all of our social media stuff. It's been something that we feel like we've been prompted to do by a loving God that not only cares about us, but cares about all of you guys out there listening to us. And we pray every day that those that need to be touched will be touched by our videos, and I'm the one that edits them all and puts them together, and I oftentimes, probably the majority of the time, feel very prompted on what to say and just feel the Spirit guiding me, really. But reading the comments that we get every day, it really is just overwhelming. We cry, I would say, on a daily basis at least once together reading comments from you guys. And I think for Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's validating to him in his pain and in his struggle and in his fight mentally with being paraplegic. It's like validating to him to have yeah, a purpose, and just feeling like his pain and struggles are not in vain. And it's incredible to me, like he's said before to me, like that if he helps just one person feel inspired, it would be worth him being paraplegic, which blows my mind. But that's how he thinks and feels, and so every single day when we read comments and see how inspired people are, one, we're kind of confused by it because it's just our daily lives, and we're just kind of blown away by how God is working through us to touch others. Push me. I'm stuck. I think I got some of your essential oil spray in my eyeball.
Darn it.
But anyways, yeah, I would say it, in one word, it's overwhelming in a good way.
Yeah, for sure.
I love watching your channel. It's full of love and family time. With kids, are you able to spend alone time together? You two seem to have such a strong bond. What things do you do for each other to keep that cohesion?
So yes, we have what seems to be a lot of kids, and they do take a lot of time. The biggest thing I think that we do is like one day a week we have a date night where we leave all the kids behind and go out for several hours to do whatever, whether it's just dinner or a movie or miniature golf, like whatever.
That's so hard to do too with this many kids. Like it's hard to leave the babies. It's hard to feel like we're not at home spending quality time with the kids. It's hard to leave our busy lives. It's hard to like break away from all of the long never ending to-do lists that we have. But man, by leaps and bounds, our marriage and relationship is a million times better when we prioritize that, and there is a huge difference on the weeks when we skip it. It's such a refresher to just like focus on each other for a minute without passing each other in the hallways while we're like changing diapers and dealing with teenagers and listening to stories about Roblox.
Yeah, all sorts of crazy stuff. But yeah, we do get to sleep in the same bed, so that's nice. A large part of our connection continues like in physical touch, like trying to kiss or hug or take a second and just grab each other. And like I'll pull Andrea onto my lap, or she'll come over and put her arm around me. Just anything to just like reset and remind each other that, hey, I love you and can't wait for next Tuesday. So
See you then. Until then, we'll just be passing in the chaos.
Yeah, but you two and your family are amazing. I thought I had problems. Yes, I do have health issues, but your story has really helped me. Hope this question is okay. What denomination of Christianity are you? I'm slowly coming back to the faith, and your vids have been a big impact on that. God bless you and your family, and much love.
Mm-hmm. Couple of things. First of all, people are saying all the time, like, I thought I had problems, or I thought my life was hard, or man, I'm a single mom of 4, but now I see your videos and you're this and that. I just want to like validate that everybody's struggles are important, if that's a thing. Everybody's struggles are hard, like the emotions that you feel when you're going through the loneliness of being a single mom, or going through a divorce, or going through health struggles, or just anything like miscarriage, infertility, all the things. Like there's no like this is worse than that, like the old adage that if everybody threw their trials into the middle and then you were told to like hurry and grab the ones you wanted, like you'd be super quick to grab your own back. You know, you wouldn't trade your own struggles for somebody else's struggles. I guess someone else's always seems harder. So in response to I thought I had problems, you probably do, Stuart. And
Yeah.
they're valid problems, and they're real, and they're hard. So don't discount that. Yes. What denomination of Christianity are you? We are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, referred to sometimes as LDS and sometimes as Mormon. And he says, I am slowly coming back to the faith, and your videos have been a big impact on that. That just sums up what our whole goal is. Man, if we can spread the good word of God and give people hope and faith through through their trials to learn to rely on God. Like, that just means so much. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of that journey, and I hope you'll continue to watch our videos and feel that. Like, that means the world that you feel that from our videos, because that's a really big goal of ours as we put these videos out, is to portray that, like, you get through the hard times with God. I don't remember where I heard it, somewhere along the way, and maybe you've heard it too, that like your marriage and relationship and anything should be like a triangle, like you and your spouse and God at the top, and as you individually grow closer to God, you grow closer to each other. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Like, if your relationships and connection with a higher power is strong, if mine is, and if Dan's is, and if we're both working to live by the promptings of the Spirit and really live our lives to do what God asks us to do, then I think we'll be closer to each other in the end, versus trying to figure it out all on our own. Life's crazy, guys. You all know. Like, we're not the only ones with struggles. Everybody, every single day has struggles. Everyone has their own things they're dealing with, and they're all hard. So that's an awesome comment, awesome question. Thank you, Stuart. Here's the next question. Admire you greatly. Have either of you gone through any type of counseling in order to accept your fate and make the best of it, or are you just wonderful, strong people?
Well,
we own counseling, guys.
Yeah, definitely need and have used and continue to have success with therapy. As far as counseling with accepting my fate, it was hard and is still hard sometimes to come to terms with all of what this fate has brought, as far as the paralysis goes and the frustrating moments and the thinking back to, gosh, if I had only changed one little thing, like butterfly effect, where would that go though? Like, who knows? It plays in your mind. But yeah, I think counseling is very important to be able to verbalize all of your inner angst and turmoil and figure out a way to work through it or work with it so that you can be successful.
We're advocates of it. We're here today because of therapy, for sure.
Yep, absolutely. Question here. How do I make it work? Are you still intimate? Like, does the package work? What caused his issues? What does he do now? You guys are an inspiration to anyone. His courage and strength is even crazy for me who walks. God bless you. I know some of my questions might be out there, but it's questions I know many of us have and are afraid to ask, which is so true.
So true.
We're going to have to put like a disclosure on our question and answer. It'll be like, skip this one if you don't want to hear like...
Yeah, and don't watch if you're my dad or something.
Yeah, so no family has to skip that one.
Yeah. Or our kids. What if our kids see that?
Yeah, what are we going to do? We'll have to think about what to do.
We're pretty open with them about stuff. Maybe they should know that. I don't know. What should we do, guys? By the time you see this, it will be way too late. Because if this is on there... I'm trying not to feel like our kids when they were in 6th grade and had, like, maturation class that we had to go to. Like, all right, let's be an adult about this. We can make it work still. There's lots of different tools and things to do. That sounds weird, but yes, we are still intimate, for sure. With paralysis, every injury is different. Every injury affects different nerves and different things. So there's not a set answer across everyone that's paralyzed. So I just want to make that clear. I think this is a question you should answer, because I don't know how forward with things you want to be. So
yeah, well, geez. like Andrea said, everybody's different levels of function, different levels of feeling. I know it was a journey for me figuring out what worked in order to still be intimate, not just intimate but sexual, because that was really important to me, and continues to be really important to me.
And to me.
Thank you. So, at first, I was having to use like a type of medication that would make everything work. But I know it sounds probably more scary than what it is. But instead of like taking Viagra, a pill, which for me, Viagra or like any other ED pill wouldn't work. Some people with spinal cord injuries it does, and it just needs that extra little bit of help. For me, it wasn't. So I had like to do a small injection with like a diabetic type needle, like on the side of my penis. I don't know how everybody's curious. So anyways, but at that point, it caused all the blood to flow, essentially forcing your body to do everything else. So that's how I would initially get it working. That was a pretty quick working medication, and sometimes would last too long was the problem. I had to go to the ER a couple of times after hours of having not go away. So that part was a little scary. So for me, I didn't like having to live my life that way, getting really personal quick, but I didn't want to have to go to the freezer or the fridge every time. Would you have to keep the medication cold every time I wanted to have sex? It was kind of killing the mood. And
Or if we
we
were
were on
trip or
vacation,
something.
it sucked. I kept seeking alternative help, and I have like prosthetic type help, where I have essentially they replace the tubes that normally fill up with blood with like fluid filled bags, and so you have a pump that you can like, there's a bag inside that keeps all the fluid warm and normal body temperature, so you just use that pump to inflate or have an erection.
I didn't know you did that.
And
Just kidding.
in their commercials and infomercial stuff, they say the partner will never know. It's
When did you
so for us, I don't know if this is all going to air, but for us, that was a much better, more viable option for me. Didn't have to worry about the problems of things not calming down. It was a lot of work up and down, like trying to not that part, but it was a lot of work trying to figure out the dosing stuff. Like it seemed to be affected by so much.
Yeah.
And it's just like going to the
this,
laboratory to have sex. Like it was frustrating.
This makes it so you can be spontaneous, like it should be.
Yeah.
Right?
Wherever, however long, whatever you want. Like, so it's good. So yes, it works. I have some sensation that is very nice. It's really enjoyable sex. I wish it was that final step more and could feel whatever completed or finished or whatever at the end. But it's really nice to be able to be in my situation and have everything work with less problems. So to the degree that I have, and intimacy is very important to keep a relationship strong. So but it's questions that I know a lot of people are afraid to ask. I would have been afraid to ask. I hope that answers your question and isn't too much information. So Ask and you shall receive.
Can I ask for advice? What would you tell someone with life-changing injuries? What helped you come to terms and accept that this is your life now? How do you get through the low moments? And what helped with physical pain and mental pain? I was in a car accident and it changed me. The old me is not here anymore, and I'm having a hard time accepting the new life that was handed to me.
So, Miss Baby Love, I turned even more towards God, giving it to God to try to help me get the courage to go through it and to accept some of the changes. And you know, that's kind of a journey that you can feel and experience on your own, depending on how much you want to work that, you know, in prayer and in faith. And for me, having the girls was a big help. I did have a few people that, you know, kind of gave the advice, you know, that things will get better, you're going to be okay, and you know, that really doesn't feel too good when you're in the middle of it, and of course it doesn't seem real, but it really does get better. Like, I would say it's going to take time. It took time to accept the situation, accept the challenges that you have coming your way. I would say to be prepared for the garbage days, the times when you feel really crappy, and just know that it does and can get better. But I would have told myself to get therapy quicker, to have somebody, if you don't have a really good way to communicate or somebody to really lean on at home, even if you do, a therapist is, I think, a safer out sometimes, and you can just say and be real and do whatever to face what's really on your mind. And I think getting it out is really important. Once you start turning that inward, I think you load yourself for, you know, the depression and anxiety. And I don't think our bodies and brains and souls are meant to take all that on our own. I think we need some sort of friendship, companionship to get through it. And
I think too, like you said, even if you do have a good spouse or a partner or friend or whatever that's willing to listen, like I think it gets to the point where you feel like you're either burdening them too much, or you're just like a broken record and keep talking about the same problems over and over, and you just don't want to keep telling people the same feelings and thoughts over and over. At least I know I've felt that when I've gone through my own trials and tragedies. That's another reason why a therapist is good, because like Dan said, if you do start to feel that, then you start to not talk to people and you start to hold everything inside, and then when you do have the really bad days, the hard days, then you feel like you're going to explode. But
yeah, for me, like in the very beginning, when I got out of the hospital, was when the hard days came, when I didn't have my kids and it was just me and there wasn't anybody there. I would just kind of sit there and, you know, stare at the wall, literally, just like trying to like realize my injury, realize the change, realize everything. I don't know, just kind of just be there in myself for a minute. But the big thing that got me out of that space was trying to get out and do stuff, like whether it was grocery shopping or even just going to a park, being outside, like not secluded. For me, I used to enjoy going to the gym before my injury, and so going to the gym and working on cars. So those were the two things that I found joy in doing, that I would want to do, and that was helpful too. So, you know, it gave me a chance to work on my car and do some cool things there, and also go to the gym and try to figure out how I was going to be able to do that. And
that reminds me of on a couple of the videos I've made, I've put something to the effect of, we're all as humans constantly complaining that there's not enough time in the day to do what we need to do. And so I think it's good to focus on, like, what can you still do?
yeah.
What, like you're saying, like, what are your favorite things to do that you can still do, and focus on those, because I know in our lives, like, we have so much to do every day that we can't even get it all done. So like, what's the point in focusing on what you can't do, because that's like a whole nother list of stuff, but you don't even have enough time to do what you can do still. So let's focus on those positives. And another thing I wanted to add was just as far as like God helping you, or sometimes that's like seems like such a big, like, what does that mean, how does that work, or whatever. I think if it's not something that you're used to or comfortable with, trying to rely on God for comfort, I would say start with gratitude and recognizing the small things every day that give credit where credit is due. So every day in our lives we try to, like, we've gotten way better over the years, but we try to verbalize, like, man, like, what a blessing that was, or this was, or like whatever it is. And I think the more you do that, the more you practice that gratitude towards God, and realize that all good things come from Him, you start to feel His presence in your life. And when you feel God's presence in your life, it makes it easier to get through stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I wish you the best on trying to accept and get through the change and the trials that you have in front of you. But yeah, don't do it alone. Like, find all those resources that can help you.
Yeah.
So